Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Eureka. This is Eureka Season 1, Episode 2. I really liked the first episode. I can see myself really getting into the show, which kind of worries me because it hasn't really been that long since I watched Episode 1. And I can really see myself getting hooked on this show. We've all been there, right? That moment where it gets to the end of an episode and you're just like, I have to know what happens next. And you just keep going. And then the next episode does that to you. Although I know that these earlier sci-fi shows tend to be much more episodic. So they wrap everything up in one episode. But nonetheless, there is a real fear I have that I'm just gonna run straight through this in a really long session, and I want to try and spread it out. I don't know. Anyways, this is the second episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to see the full unedited version, that is in the description down below. Otherwise, let's get to it. Are they dead? Oh yeah, they did both die. Durr. He killed her. He died in the accident, and they think that she killed herself.
The loss of Walter and Susan Perkins forces us to question if the work we do is worth the risks.
It's gonna happen to their son. I don't think he thinks that it was suicide, or he thinks something suspicious is going on.
Still don't get it.
What's that?
Susan committing suicide. Taking your life and taking a job are hardly the same thing.
In this town? Not so sure.
Is Walter still around? Did he get trapped in some parallel dimension?
I think I may have lost my only chance of getting my stuff back because I had to take a crank call about a haunting.
Carter, this is a town full of scientists. Everyone knows there's no such thing as ghosts.
Is there?
Where is Walter?
Is this like her from a previous time period, or
I need to see Walter now.
is she like
Walter was
flesh and
obviously
blood?
trying
You
to
can
hurt me,
touch
and
her.
when What?
Sorry if we seem a little unnerved, but we just buried you this morning.
Which was all a big surprise to me, seeing as how I'm not dead and I've never had a child.
We're just trying to figure out what's
How
going
old
on.
does she think
And
she
get
is?
Walter in here and ask him. Walter's dead?
Yeah, he's sort of, blew himself up.
Hold on. If she's Susan Perkins, then who did we...
Yeah, do you mind if I ask you how you and Walter met?
We got married right after graduation, and he wanted to start a family, but I wasn't ready. So we separated.
But that's not what happened.
We'll still need to confirm your identity.
How are you going to do that?
We can do a DNA test.
Well, we can do better than that.
Just do what you have to do. Just want to get back to my normal life.
I mean, I can relate.
This has got to be like some alternate timeline thing, or like something divergent happened sometime.
County coroner, huh?
Board certified. No.
Okay, so he's a junk
Pretty cool,
yard person.
I call it
He's a
an
priest,
omniversal remote.
and
I
now
can
he's a
run all the
coroner.
equipment.
Pull the batteries.
What? Pull the battery!
Battery. Now, why didn't I think of that?
I think he's my favorite character so far. It's a competition between him and Joe. Who is Mr. Sexy? Oh, are we inside of Section 5?
So you met them?
Global Dynamics is under DARPA jurisdiction, and they get a little crazy about sharing information, hence our visit.
Okay, so why am I here?
Well, you want to use the new molecular bioscanner on Susan Perkins' body and this new woman, right? Nathan?
Allison, I swear I was just about to call you. I'm afraid so.
Is
You're
this
moving back to Eureka?
the baby
Moved,
daddy?
actually, yesterday. Surprise. Must be the new sheriff I heard so much about. Nathan Stark.
Jack, Carter.
Allie and I had our moments.
Anyway,
Of course. No, anything I can do to help.
excuse me, Dr. Stark. Maggie's taking care of your parking.
A lot to catch up on. Sheriff, it's been a pleasure. Allison, it's good to see you.
I don't trust him.
He's my husband.
This is your house. I mean, Susan Perkins' house. But how did you know?
Planning to build our dream home.
This is your dream home? You need some higher dreams. My dream home has wings.
This is unreal. It's me, but it isn't.
It could possibly be twins.
This is their son?
How could they have
be
the same
happening.
memories?
I miss my mom and dad.
I know, honey, it's hard to lose the people we love. But it does get better. And the important thing to remember is that they loved you very much.
Experiencing this kind of loss at this young of an age, it builds one hell of a fence around your heart.
Tomorrow's gonna be a better day.
It's gotta be Walter, right? Like, it can't be another version of Susan. No more bed and breakfast, huh? Is he sleeping in the jail? That's hilarious.
Freeze! Don't move!
Good evening, Sheriff Carter.
Fargo.
You might want to be careful with this. It's a portable generator. Fission-powered portable generator.
Yeah, it goes boom.
Okay. Fargo.
What do you want?
What do you want? It's 10:30 at night.
Actually, I'm here to help you. I'm involved in a little project that I think you may find interesting.
What kind of project?
Almost there. Behold, the home of the future.
It looks like the entrance to
Come on.
some of the horror movies that I've been watching.
Watch your step.
I'm going back to my cell.
Oh, come on, Sheriff. I know she's not much from the outside, but I promise, once you get to know Sarah, you'll love her. Lights, moderate.
Okay.
Music, jazz. So
Welcome.
Okay, what's that?
that was Sarah.
Self-actuated residential automated habitat.
I mean, it looks really
Telecommunication
nice.
system is linked directly to your office. Bathroom.
Oh, Fargo, you gotta get yourself a girlfriend.
There's a 24-hour helpline.
If this house is so great, why is it sitting here vacant?
Sleep tight.
Can he not open the door? Is he gonna get, like, locked in?
I'm a human guinea pig.
There are worse houses to be a guinea pig in.
Can you see me?
Yes, Sheriff Carter.
Terrific. I need a drink. Sarah, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
Time to get up.
What?
You had 837 hours sleep.
Sarah, turn it off!
It doesn't seem like I'm talking loud.
Smart House Tech Support, how may I assist you?
Is this Fargo?
Fargo, is that you?
One moment. Douglas Fargo speaking.
You don't say.
Oh, that's weird. There's been a power surge. It reset the clock and threw off the settings. There, is that any better?
A perfect 39 megahertz. Just how you like it.
Yeah, thank you.
It's one hell of a way to wake up.
Something about the voice.
Just waiting to hear back from Sarah Michelle Gellar's people.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Oh, poor Buffy.
Okay, Mrs. Perkins, we're ready for your bioscan. Now just hold still. This won't take long.
Is one of them a corpse?
This will tell us if the new Susan is identical to the one we buried.
Even more accurate than a DNA test.
How the heck is she staying sane when her corpse is like 10 feet away?
So, Kevin isn't Stark's son, but you guys are still married.
You're awfully curious.
I'm a cop. It's my nature.
What's with the look?
There was no look.
There was a look.
None of my business.
I think there's a spark.
Are you saying that Walter cloned his wife?
Not exactly. Walter went way beyond cloning. He recreated Susan.
A year older than her son, that's creepy.
Susan was right. Walter wanted a family with her or with her.
Oh my god, that means... Ew! So the Susan that we met is the original, and this one, or the corpse, is a clone? So she broke up with him, and he cloned her, and then reprogrammed her to be more accepting of what he wanted? Oh, that is some Stepford Housewives level crap.
Someone there?
That's why you collapsed. An electrolyte imbalance, and they have no idea what caused it.
Yes, my electrolytes are out of balance.
You said I was worried.
I'm trying to make sense of this. What I just said doesn't make sense, because then she would have memories of the past 7 years or whatever. Did I miss something? Is she like saying that she knew Walter 7 years ago? And she's just freaking out because she got a call from her parents? Or... like, why is this happening now, is my question. When did Walter clone her, and at what point was she, like, on cold storage? Or who was the original? Like, she's the original, right? And his wife would have been the clone? I'm gonna keep watching and hope that this reveals itself, because either I missed something, or... I'm stupid.
Sheriff. Talk to you for a sec?
Sure.
I don't want to say anything with Allison still in the room.
Listen, I think you got the wrong impression.
I saw something. There was an electrical problem with the computers. And then I saw something.
Are you saying someone was in your office?
Not someone. Something. There or not there at the same time?
Are you saying you saw a ghost?
Sheriff.
But you did see something.
I'll check it out.
So, you sleeping with her?
Excuse me?
You said I got the wrong impression. Not that I have any right to ask.
You're right, you don't.
You're not.
With the ghost, I mean.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello, Sheriff Carter. It's Sarah.
Your house.
I'm waist deep in bodies at the moment. Is there a camera in my bedroom?
Certainly. I monitor all areas of the house for Dr. Fargo's data collection.
No, I'll be seeing Dr. Fargo in person later. Thanks.
So is Zoe just not going to be a part of the show?
I'm making pot roast. Your favorite, right? Don't be late.
Believe me, Susan, no one knew what Walter had done. I'm as surprised as you are.
Oh, I seriously doubt that.
I think the important thing now is to decide where you go from here.
Where I'm going is home, to put this insanity behind me. Yes! I am Susan Perkins.
She's the original, and he...
you feel better now?
kind of a creep.
Yeah, a little. I appreciate the concern you have for that boy, really, but he's not mine, Miss Blake, and no amount of science is going to change that.
Where's the video, Fargo?
Don't throw the video in the trash. Please don't hit me.
What are you, Amish?
Wait.
The computer?
What did he do in his bedroom?
Oh. And B, pull up the footage from my bedroom from around the time the power surged.
Oh, okay. So nothing nefarious.
If this goes on the internet, you're a dead man. Okay, freeze it there.
It's weird. It disappeared.
There's our ghost. Do ghosts have frequencies?
Oh. We're gonna need a bigger battery.
I've never seen Jaws, but I'm pretty sure that's from Jaws, right? We're gonna need a bigger boat.
I told you. I can't do this.
Susan, look, I know that this is a lot to handle. But like it or not, there is a boy out there who is biologically your child. But do you really want to walk away without ever even seeing him?
This is a really interesting and dicey moral question.
I have a son, Kevin. His father died right before he was born.
I don't want to get political. Like, I think bringing politics into my reactions would just kill them. But there's a real issue of consent here. Like, take the weird cloning situation out of it, and Walter essentially did something to her body without her consent that resulted in a child, and now she's being asked to take care of that child in a really morally dubious way, if you ask me. I'm just saying, they're touching on some really big ethical questions.
Okay. I've seen him. Can we go now? This...
Oh my God.
What is that?
My son's nightmare.
No! You stay the hell away from him. Mom!
Oh, this is gonna mess him up.
Stay behind me, honey. And you, so help me. You...
Yeah, it's definitely
Walter?
him.
Walter, is that really you?
Don't touch him. It's okay, Walter. We're here to help.
Are they gonna be able to
Yeah, doesn't seem to remember much before the
bring him
accident.
back?
We may never know exactly what happened.
Walter created a machine that caused a temporal implosion. When he tried to fix it, there was a cascading effect, and he got caught in the blast.
So can he never leave that machine?
Turned out he'd just been shunted off into another time stream.
Why?
I missed you.
Can we all go home now?
Oh, fuck.
You think she's gonna stay?
For Brian's sake, I hope so.
I thought my family was dysfunctional.
Open the door!
Due to technical difficulties, I cannot visually confirm identity. And in the future, when someone says they'll be home for dinner and they're running late, it's polite to call. Sorry, but I'm not programmed for that emotion at this time.
Oh,
All right, kill Fargo. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. I promise.
oh my God.
If you're hungry, I can reheat dinner.
Oh, no, just, you know, if I could just have a moment to myself.
Is it gonna be Fargo?
Just a minute. Listen, I don't mean to be
Oh,
rude.
it's his daughter.
Hi, Dad. You know, your yard needs a lot of work.
So she is back. Okay, and that was my reaction to Eureka Season 1, Episode 2. That was a really good episode. It kept me engaged, kept me on my toes. I'm still liking all of the characters. Joe wasn't really in this episode a whole lot, so, I mean, Henry kind of slid into first base there. I really like his character. He's kind of quirky and funny and lighthearted, and the whole arc with, like, Fargo in the house was hilarious. I loved it. It was just the amount of levity that this episode needed. The Susan thing was very confusing for me. I'm so sorry that I didn't get it at the outset. But yeah, I thought, like, is it an alternate timeline? And then they're like, no, she's a clone. But then I'm like, well, when the hell did she get cloned? But it did turn out that she was cloned, like, when they first decided to part ways, I guess. And she was the original, and the woman that he had been living with was the clone. But yeah, I don't think the episode meant to. I think it was meant to be like a very light-hearted episode. I don't know, maybe it'll come up in the future. But, it touched on some really heavy themes without meaning to. In terms of, like, what the hell Walter was actually doing. Like, I don't know if any, like, nerds out there need to be told this, but it is not okay to create a human woman from your girlfriend just because she doesn't want to do something and then reprogram her to do that thing. Like, it's not in the slightest bit okay to do that. And I'm going to hope that that storyline is kind of over with, that we just never hear from Walter and Susan again, because if in the future they bring those two back and they're together, I don't know how I'm going to feel about that. At the very least, Walter was repeatedly, I'm not going to use the word, but we all know what the word is, to the clone. Like, he programmed this clone to feel a certain way and behave a certain way, and that is why the clone was behaving that way. Like, that just voids all consent future-wise. And then what he did to the original Susan, this really paints Walter as a perverse creep that should probably be locked up and never allowed to be around any kind of like biological equipment ever again, if this is what he's capable of doing. But yeah, I don't know if they actually meant to touch on territory like that. This is one thing that is going to be different about watching shows with this much of a separation. Early sci-fi did sometimes have a big issue with these kind of things. Not just early sci-fi, early fantasy had a big issue with this kind of things too. You know, like nowadays we would hopefully understand that a love spell is akin to a roofie, but you saw plenty of that kind of stuff happen on shows like Charmed, which I was a really big fan of, you know, and you go back even further and you'll see stuff like that. So I don't know. I mean, I still loved the episode. Like, everything I'm saying, I'm not saying that it wasn't a good episode. In fact, I think this kind of makes me like it even a little bit more, because what should have been like a wacky, goofy, fun time episode, and like I said, the house, just the right amount of humor. But this kind of elevated it to like, okay, let's really think about this and the consequences of what's going on. And I mean, it definitely explains why Walter felt he was capable of doing what he did in the first episode, and creating a machine that almost destroyed the entire town. Like, clearly the dude has some issues with understanding other people's positions, and that, you know, they might want different things than him, like to not die. But yeah, I'm just hoping, crossing my fingers, that we don't see Walter and Susan together in a future episode, and that's kind of done. Otherwise, I might have to like really look past some stuff here in order to enjoy the episode. Anyways, if you don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. The full reaction will be in the description down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.